This is Claudia here from Euroblast 2019, and Betraying the Martyrs is playing a show on that festival. Thanks for being here, Aaron.
Thank you for having me.
So you are traveling around Europe currently. So do you always know which city you're in when you're waking up? No,
absolutely not.
I guess.
The bus has no windows.
Oh.
Well, upstairs anyway, so I'll wake up and I think like, shit, it's 9 a.m. and I look at my clock and it's like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh.
That's the way I like it.
So you always need to find track of where you are and what time it is.
I just open Google Maps and I'm like,
interesting.
McDonald's.
So you find your way around. Yeah. So do you get a chance to see other bands when you're on tour? Or is it so much like work and stress you can't even enjoy other shows?
I watch the bands that we're on tour with, you know, for example. But today I'd like to see Carbone, for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing band. They're incredible.
Very cool.
They're like robots. Insane.
And when you're touring, is it more like a family? You keep meeting people you know?
Yeah, definitely. Like in each city, like we always have some friends that come through, have some drinks, you know, like chill out. Yeah, definitely. Well, you need it because like when you're surrounded with the same people every day, like you need somebody else to come in and kind of mix it up.
Yeah, sure. And there's always this problem with personal space and venues and buses going on. So do you have sort of some sort of quiet and peace routine to keep you sane?
I look for the closest Irish pub.
Oh, that's good.
And I go and drink pints. That's what I do, I'm serious.
Just by yourself?
Yeah, well, sometimes by myself or sometimes with like, you know, one or two guys, you know. Like, there's not a lot of big drinkers on the tour, but I like to just sit and smoke some cigarettes, drink some pints.
Yeah, just some peaceful moments.
Yeah.
When you started out to be a musician, was it that you wanted to achieve a special project or aim or something, or you just wanted to have fun?
Well, like when I started going to shows, there was like this small community of bands that were like not big bands, but they were just playing like in the area, kind of local bands, and I was like, I want to be like that, you know. I never wanted to be like in a big band or whatever, you know. I didn't care about touring the world, or I just wanted to play like shows that had some people there, and that's it. And then it kind of went raw, and now here we are.
And ta-da!
Yeah, here we are. So it was never really my dream to be like in a big international band or whatever, but it happened that way, so fuck it, here we are.
Yeah, sure. So how did you, in your musical life, go about technical stuff? Like, did you look up stuff in books or go to teachers or experiments?
No. I mean, like when I started singing, I was like 17 or 16, 17. And like back then, it wasn't that long ago, but it was like still 13 years ago. So, you know, there was not like deathcore fucking like metal teachers. There wasn't like videos on YouTube. There wasn't all that stuff, you know, like there is now. So I was just like practicing to Whitechapel and bands like that in my bedroom, you know, trying to make the same noise. And I just taught myself.
When you're now writing, because you have a new album since summer, when you're writing, what is the influence? What keeps you going? Not just the topics, but to still move on and say, I want to make more music.
I don't know. I guess just like when you start to write the album, you don't really know what's happening, you know, and then like you start to hear the songs take shape, and it's just like you kind of feel that you're getting onto something, you know, and that everyone gets motivated. And I think we get motivated more by each other, you know, in the band. Like especially the way that we wrote this new album, like we hired a farm in France, and we just went there and just stayed there for weeks. Cool. And just like you wake up, eat, write music all day, and then go to sleep and wake up. Good. And and it's just like you see everyone like, you know, getting stoked and writing music, and it just kind of makes you more motivated, makes you feel like you're a part of something, you know. That's it. You know, like I think we're past that age where we don't look at other bands and see what they're doing and be like, you know,
we
let's
need
do
to
that.
copy that.
Yeah, no, I think we're like grown out of that stage now, so we just do what makes us happy now.
And I have a question that there is no wrong or right answer, I guess, but there's this thing called artist, and everybody's got a different approach or a different view on what an artist is. So what do you think?
What's an artist?
What's an artist? Are you an artist?
I guess so. I mean, everything's art. There's some people that put paint in their asshole and shit it out onto fucking paper and they call that art. So I guess what I do is art too. Yeah, I guess so. I guess art can be anything nowadays. So yeah, sure. If you're making something and that something is inspiring other people to like feel some kind of emotion or whatever, then you're an artist, I suppose.
So it's about the relationship to those who receive the art.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, you can make art for nobody to see it but yourself. You can make art for yourself and like keep it to yourself, you know.
You are the audience now.
Yeah, exactly. I guess there's no limit to what being an artist really is, I suppose. I never really thought about it, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's a good question.
Thank you. And a lot of young bands feel like, they need to go on tour and they need to, have more gigs and hope for being paid.
They should do.
They should.
Yeah, totally. Because I actually feel like the opposite is happening. Like, the good way to start out in a band is like you should play shows, you should get on tour, and that's like the most important thing to do. But now, with all the technology and all the social media and everything else, I think that bands are too quick to want to make an album, make like 5 music videos, and then pay to get people to see it, and then get on this blog or get signed by this thing. Like, I think the most important thing is to play shows more than anything else.
So not put out the album and have all the media ready in the world and then go to
like
shows.
Bands are just too quick to like want to buy success now. You should put in the work and sleep in a van and do all that shit. But that's what's going to make you into a real hardened artist, and that's what's going to make you like last a long time in your career. Because some bands, they do like the music video, they do the really nice produced album, they get a label and they pay a bunch of fucking money, and then they get on tour and 2 weeks in they're just like, oh wait, this isn't for me, because they don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But like we did it like that. We were calling up promoters, like booking our own shows like for months on end, and that's how we knew that we could do it. And along the way we lost some members because they were like, oh shit, I can't do this, and then you end up with a team who knows how to do it.
A solid team who's also able to play the live shows.
Exactly. It's the most important thing. Like, if you're an artist, you should be able to play shows, and that's it. It's not about sitting in a fucking studio and like, paying some guy to do it for you. That's not what it's about. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah. So when it comes to the sound on an album, you want to have the live feeling on the recording, or? We like to do that. Because we spend so much time on the road and playing shows. Right.
We kind of forgot that for the second album, but like now we're very conscious about the fact that we play a lot of shows and our music needs to translate well into the live shows, because that's where we're using the music the most. So we do put a lot of effort into making sure that the music is like very digestible for the crowd and stuff. And we never wanted to make an album that sounded too like polished. Yeah. And we've made that mistake before. We have put out albums that didn't sound so great. Like they sounded too robotic.
Too refined.
Yeah, exactly. So the last album we picked the mixer and we picked the guy who was tracking the record to make it sound like raw, but also like a bit refined.
Audible.
But like audible.
Of course.
But raw.
And so how do you go into the studio to record? Like if you prefer the live situation over the studio?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then is it like you go into the studio and close your eyes and think, okay, I'm at a show now, or?
No, actually, like this album, we and the last one actually, we recorded vocals with Justin Hill from a band called Sick, and like he's become a really good friend of ours. So it's just me and Victor, the other singer. We went to his house, and he has a studio in his house. And it was like super comfortable, you know, like no rush, you know, just like do it. And he's the singer himself, so he knew how to make us feel comfortable when recording. So it was really relaxed, you know, some drinking. It was nice.
And just having a good time.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that's important. It's all about having a good time. Otherwise, you're too stressed about your technique or whatever, and it just comes across sounding like forced, you know.
And you hear it in the voice.
Yeah, exactly, totally. But this album, I actually we went to England, and on the first day I got sick.
Oh.
I was sick for the whole time. But it sounded okay.
Yeah.
But it was sucked. I was like sweating my fucking ass out, taking medicine and shit. Like I was super sick, like antibiotics the whole time. But it sounded fine, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was fun, but I felt like shit.
Whoa. So, thank you for the interview.
Oh, thank you.
And I hope you'll have a good time at the tour.
Yeah.